Dear student, in this session we are going to learn problems based upon the concept discussed in the previous session. Charges, electric field, electric lines of force and Gauss law, its application. Let us go to the first problem. Which of the following is or correct in electrostatic? Charge is invariant with the speed. Yes, charge is invariant, but the mass is variant with the speed. According to relative theory, m is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. The velocity increases, mass of a body may increase according to relative theory, but a charge is constant. It is not a variant, it is invariant with the speed. That is correct. Coulomb's law is valid for rest charges. Yes, you can calculate a force between two charges which are at rest. You can't apply the Coulomb's law for moving charges. B also correct. Electric field is a conservative field. Yes, work done by a conservative force independent of path followed depends on initial and final position. Electrostatic force is a conservative force, therefore electrostatic field also a conservative field. Therefore, our best choice is all the above are correct. Which of the following is or correct in electrostatics? Repulsion is the sure test. Repulsion is a sure test for electrification. Attraction cannot be taken as a sure test. Let us see how. If you bring a charged body, this is a rod, positively charged body, you bring near to a neutral body. Due to induction, polarization takes place on the body. So, at near end negative charges are there. These are attracted by the rod. Repulsive force between positive and positive charge is less than attractive force. Therefore, a neutral body can be attracted by a charged body. There is a possibility. If it is a conductor, neutral body is a conductor, it can be attracted by any charged body. But if you bring two different bodies which are likely charged, positive and positive, they may repel each other. A charged body can't repel a neutral body. A charged body can attract another charged body if charges are unlike. So, we can't conclude attractive by the force of attraction it is charged. Only repulsive force we can conclude both bodies are charged. Therefore, repulsion is the sure test of electrification. Our choice is first option. Student, go to the third problem. Two identical conducting sphere carry charges 20 and minus 40 microcoulomb. The force of attraction between them for a given distance is F. If they put in contact and separated to the same distance, then force between them we have to calculate new force. The force is directly proportional to product of charges. Initial force by the new force is equal to product of charges initially 20 into 40, 800 microcoulomb into microcoulomb divided by, after they put in contact, they will be electrified equally. That sum of the charge is equal to initial charge. Initial sum of the charges 20 minus 40 is minus 20. This minus 20 is equally shared among the two particles, two identical spheres, that is minus 10 and minus 10, 10 into 10, 100. New force F dash is equal to F by 8. New charges, if you see, that is minus 10 microcoulomb and minus 10 microcoulomb, like charges, they repel each other. Force between them is 1 by 8 times of the initial and repulsive, therefore best option is B. Student, let us go to the fourth sum. Force between two charges placed in a medium of dielectric constant 80 is 10 Newton. What is the force between them when placed in air? The force in air divided by force in medium is equal to K. K is the dielectric constant. K is equal to force in air by force in medium. So they are asking what is force in given medium. Sorry, given medium is given force in air, K times of force in medium, that is 80 into 10, 800. Air is greater than in medium. Student, let us go to the fifth sum. 2 point charges, 4 microcoulomb, this is micro, and 9 microcoulomb are placed on a straight line at A and B respectively. This is 4 microcoulomb and this is 9 microcoulomb. Another charge minus 2 microcoulomb is placed on the same line. If the net force on it is 0, then it is placed at the point 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. A and B are two like charges. Between two like charges, one null point can be there. If they are unlike charges, null point can't be attained in between them. That null point will be closer to least charge and far away from greatest magnitude of the charges. So the point 2 is close to least magnitude of charge, that too in between the A and B. Therefore, our choice is B. Sixth sum. A charged body plus Q is divided into two fragments in order to get maximum force between them. The charge of the fragments plus Q is divided into Q1 and Q2. Q2 is Q minus Q1. It is constant. This sum is a constant. The force between the Q1 and Q2 is given as this Coulomb constant C. Somebody may take it as a K also. I take it as C. It is not velocity of light, sorry. Q1 and Q2. Q1 into Q minus Q1 by distance square. This is the force between the two fragments. In mathematics, we learned rate of change. Rate of change at maxima or minima is equal to 0. We have learned the concept in mathematics, basic mathematics. If you differentiate force with respect to given charge, say here charge you have to divide a Q1, you have to find out. If so, Q2 you can calculate. Q1 is the variable. Differentiate force with respect to Q1 and equate to 0, you can calculate Q1. This C by R square is another constant. shall we take it as another constant? C dash into q1 q minus q1. Differentiation of force with respect to q1 is equal to, we keep the constant out. First we differentiate q minus q1, d by dq1 of q minus q1. This capital Q is constant, differentiation of this constant 0 minus 1 plus q minus q1 into differentiation of q1 is 1. This rate of change is equal to 0. Therefore, we can show that minus q1 plus q minus q1 is equal to 0. Q minus q1 is equal to q1. 2q1 is equal to capital Q. That implies q1 is equal to q by 2. Similarly, q2 also equal to q by 2. So, our best choice, first option A. Wherever maxima or minima are there, you can go for a first derivative and equate to 0, then you can calculate the required variable. Student, let us pass on to the 7th problem. 4 charges are arranged on the square ABCD. Another charge is placed at a center O. Net force on it is asked. In the 4 options, no magnitude of force is represented or mentioned, only direction. It is easy for us to calculate the direction. First of all, let us take a pair, first pair A and C. At A plus Q is there, at C plus 2Q is there. These two forces will repel the charge at O along the diagonal. I draw the diagonal. This system can be considered as no charge at A plus Q charge at C. Because if equal charges are there, these two repulsive forces are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, they cancel each other. But here 1Q are there, 2Q are there, we can simplify this system as plus Q charge at C, no charge at A. Okay. Likewise, if you consider the pair B and D, here minus Q at D minus 2Q. These two charges attract the charge at the center. This system can be reduced as minus Q at D, no charge at B. Listen, there is a repulsive force by the charge at C, which will be along OA. This is the direction of force. There is an attractive force due to charge at D, it will be along OD. These two forces are equal in magnitude, because magnitude of charges at C and D are equal. Therefore, the resultant will bisect the angle. This is the resultant, it is along OE direction. So, our choice is C. Student, go to 8th problem. 2 point charges each of plus Q are placed at 0, A and 0, minus A. These two charges are placed along y axis. This is y axis, this is x axis. Here one charge, here one charge. 0, minus A, 0, A. separation from the origin A and A, separation between the two charges 2A is released, another charge minus Q is released at 2A. This is 2A distance. This is 2A. Minus Q here, here plus Q. It executes simple harmonic motion. Go through the option. It oscillate but not execute simple harmonic. It comes to rest at origin. It move away from origin and become rest at infinity. The charges, positive charges on y-axis will attract this negative charge. This force of attraction will be towards the origin. This is the force of attraction by the first charge. This is the direction of force of attraction by the second charge. This is minus Q. The net force will act towards the origin. If any force act towards the center and the force which is depends on displacement, then there is a possibility of execution of harmonic motion. We have to check it. If the force acting on a body is directly proportional to negative displacement, then the body can execute simple harmonic motion. F is proportional to minus x or minus y. Suppose force is always acting towards center but not directly proportional to displacement. It is inversely proportional or square of displacement or 1 by x square or x by x square. In this way, if there, definitely it will oscillate, but not a simple harmonic. If the charge is released very close to origin from here, such that the distance it is released from origin very small compared to separation of the two charges, at the time we can get a force is directly proportional to negative displacement. Execute simple harmonic motion. But the charge is released from a distance which is comparable with separation of these two charges on y-axis. This charge will move towards origin. While moving towards origin, its speed increases. At origin, net force is 0, but its speed is maximum. With that speed, it can't be at rest. It will move along the negative x-axis. While moving away from the origin, again the force direction will be reversed. Net force, that will be towards origin. At some point, it come to rest. Again it will move towards the origin. So it oscillate but not a simple harmonic motion. Our best choice is option B. Let us go to the 9th problem. Charge is given to a conducting non-uniform sphere. Which of the following is the best representation Okay, student, if charge is given to a uniform conductor, perfect sphere, charge is distributed uniformly. Such a non-uniform conductor, if you give a charge is distributed unevenly such that charge density is a maximum at a sharp end, less denser at a wider end, more curvature, less radius, sharp end, more charge density. Charge density at a sharper end is more, at wider end less curvature, more radius, less charge density. So our best choice is C. First choice, first option, if you go through evenly distributed. Second option, at wider end no charge available. Third option, sharp end more distribution, wider end less distribution. So best choice. Fourth, wider end distribution is more, sharp end less distribution, therefore it can't be a best choice. Go to the problem number 10. Find the flux through the semisphere A, B, C shown in the diagram. In the diagram A, charge is inside the closed surface, flux is Q by epsilon naught. For A, Q by epsilon naught. For B, you can construct one more hemisphere around the charge Q below the given sphere B. Then only it can make a closed surface. Total flux through this closed surface, upper and half of the sphere is Q by epsilon naught. Therefore, flux through the upper part is only half of the total flux. Remaining half passes through the lower hemisphere. So, for the second sphere, flux is Q by 2 epsilon naught. For first one, Q by epsilon naught. Go to the third one. Charge is outside of the closed surface. Now flux passing through is 0. So Q by epsilon naught, Q by 2 epsilon naught and 0. The first choice is best choice. Student, go to the 11th problem. 3 positive charges of equal value Q are placed at vertices of an equilateral triangle. The resulting line of force should be sketched as in. Go to the first one. Positive charges. So it may originate from one positive and terminate at a negative charge. If negative charge is not there, that line will terminate at infinity distance. First cannot be a choice because originating at a positive charge, terminating at another positive charge. B, yes, it is originating from positive charge. They were deflected by field lines of other charges. These lines will go to infinity and terminate at infinity. We can assume that negative charges are at infinity, they will terminate. So best choice is B. Why can't be C? These lines are straight and having a sharp turn. This can't be a best choice. And D option can't be a choice because field lines are closed lines. Electric lines of force is a open line. It has one origin and one terminal. So D is not the choice. We go to the 12th one. Which of the following curves shows below is a possible representation of electric field lines? A is not, because lines of forces are intersecting, therefore A is not the choice. B, in a conductor, charge is look at that, distributed. We can't identify in what way it is distributed, but the field lines should be origination or termination must be along normal to the surfaces. Few lines I identified not normal to the surface. Therefore, option B is wrong. C is may be correct because if you consider both are positive charges, field lines are originating from positive charges and terminate at infinity distance. Maybe the best choice. D cannot be the choice because there are some electric lines of forces, closed loops. The middle, if you see, electric lines of forces are represented by closed lines. Therefore, D can't be the choice. Go to the 13th one. Metallic solid sphere is placed in a uniform electric field. The line of force follow the path shown in the figure as. First line, if you see, that is passing through the conductor, it can't be the choice. Third one also passing through the sphere, it can't be the choice. Fourth one, this line is terminating and originating from this opposite side. It is a good choice. If a sphere is placed in a uniform magnetic field, induction will take place, due to which polarization of charges, the opposite ends of the sphere, charges are accumulated. Electric lines of force above the sphere may get bent towards the sphere like this. These lines will terminate at a negative end and originate from positive end like this. No line will cross inside the sphere. The 2 and 4, if you see, for me this line, second line is seemed to be passing through the sphere, it can't. Fourth one, there is a discontinuity. If charge is present on the path of electric lines of force, then electric lines of force will not be a continuous one. Based upon that concept, we can choose fourth option. Okay. Student, we go to the 14th one. The electric flux through the surface, A given, B given, C given, D, all are having same plus Q charges, is same for all. Flux through closed surface depends on quantity of charge inside, independent of nature of surfaces. It means size of the surface, all are closed surfaces. So, irrespective of shape and size, flux through all the surfaces are equal, because flux depends on charge only, same for all the figures. Go to the 15 one. 3 point charges plus Q minus Q plus Q are placed at vertices of an equilateral triangle of side A. Net force on the system. Student, this is a system made up of 3 point charges. One exert a force on another. What is internal force? If there is force of attraction or repulsion or interaction between particles belonging to same system, that is called internal force. Internal force does not affect motion of the body, motion of the system. It won't accelerate the center of mass of the system. Net force on the system is 0, because these are internal forces. Student, go to the 16th sum. A metallic shell has a point charge Q at inside its cavity. Which of the following diagram correctly represent the electric lines of forces? There is a cavity at the center or somewhere else. A charge placed at the center induce charges on the sphere. Positive charge is placed at center, therefore negative charges will be induced at the inner surface of the cavity. Likewise, positive charges are induced outer surface. So, electric lines of forces originated from the point charge placed at center of gravity will terminate on the inner surface, and there must be a discontinuity of the line, and again it originate from the outer surface. go to the option A, there is a continuous line, this is a continuous line, so it can't be taken. B, best representation. Discontinuity, is there? No, there is a continuity on this line and this line, so this can't be a choice. C, all the lines are discontinued in the metallic surface, the material area, so choice is C. D, all the lines are continuous line, can't be the choice. Okay, our option is C. Student, go to the 17th sum. Two charges plus q minus 3q separated by a distance a in free space. Find the distance of null point. These are the two charges, plus q and minus 3q. Between unlike charges, null point can't be attained. First concept. Second one, null point will be obtained closer to least magnitude. So, near to charge q, null point can be obtained. Let us take this distance is x. So, net force on the charge, any charge if you place at C, this is A and B, experience net 0, net force is 0. Therefore, this constant 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into q naught, I say q naught is the charge placed at C, by x square is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3q into q naught by a plus x the whole square. We cancel it, q naught get cancelled, q by x square is equal to 3q by a plus x square, it become 1 by x square is equal to 3 by a plus x the whole square. Cross multiplication and expand it, a square plus 2ax plus x square is equal to 3x square. X square, if go to right hand side, 2x square minus 2ax minus a square is equal to 0. So, solution to this quadratic equation, minus b plus or minus square root of b square 4a square minus 4ac 4 into 2 8, c value minus a square, so plus 8a square divided by 2a 4, x is equal to a plus or minus, if you take 4 outside, that become 2, and 4 get cancelled, 2. I simplify this as a square plus 2a square. A minus of square root of 3a square, not possible. The possible value of x is a plus square root of 3a square by 2. Then our option is A. Take a outside of the square root, a square if you take outside, that is a. So, A option is correct. Student, go to the 18th sum. Which of the following figure represent electric field lines due to single charge? All are positive charge given. Lines must originate from positive charge. A is best choice. B is not, because terminating. C is not. Electric lines are parallel. It is not originated from positive charge. So C and D are not the choice. 19th one. It is now believed that a proton and neutron are themselves built out of more elementary units called a quark. Quark is the fundamental particles. Quark, lepton, and leptoquark are the fundamental particles. In new theory, we believed that protons and neutrons are made up of quark. There are two types of quarks, up quark and down quark. Up quark charge is plus 2e/3 and down quark, this is down. Down quark, spelling error, is minus e/3, suggests a possible quark composition of a proton. Proton and a neutron consist of three quarks. We have to identify the combination. 2 up quark, 1 down quark, or all the three are up quarks, or all the three are down quark. In this way we have to identify the combination for proton. Proton net charge of proton is plus E. The combination is only 3 quarks. If you add up sum of the charges of quark, that should be equal to plus E. Okay, I take there are x up quark, x into 2e/3 is charge of up quark. There are 3 minus x down quark, net charge is equal to E. Let us take 2xe minus 3e plus xe is equal to 3. 3 is the LCM, and you multiply e inside this 3 minus x, 3e. Then charges are get cancelled. We are going to identify x. It means number of up quark. Then we can calculate down quark. 2x plus x, 3x minus 3 is equal to 3. So x minus 1 is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. Up quark 2, then combination is 2 up quark and then 1 down quark, UUD. Our choice is A. Suggest a possible quark composition in a neutron. In the same manner, if you go higher, neutron charge is 0. The above equation you have to equate to 0. So you will get 1 up quark and 2 down quarks. Student, you can work. Let us take up quark is x. X into 2e/3 minus 3 minus x into e/3 is equal to 0. If you equate, you will be getting x as 1 up quark. Therefore, down quarks are 2. Therefore, combination UDD. Okay. Pass on to the 21st sum. Charge of minus 150 coulomb given to a conducting shell. A charge of plus 2 microcoulomb is placed at center. What are the charges on the outer and inner surface of the shell? Student, there may be an induction. Due to induction, it is polarized. The shell is polarized. Minus 150 coulomb charge is distributed evenly on the shell first. Initially minus 150 coulombs. When you place a positive charge plus 50 at center, it may induce minus 50 coulombs, microcoulomb at the inner surface, because plus 50 is at center, it induces minus 50. But the total charge of this shell is constant. What must be the charge here? Q, let us calculate. Q minus 50 microcoulomb must be equal to minus 150. Then Q is equal to minus 150 plus 50, that is equal to minus 100 microcoulomb must be outside. Inside of inner surface minus 50, outer surface minus 100. Best choice A. Student, go to the 22nd problem. Force of interaction between two charges placed in free space at a distance of separation r1 is equal to force of interaction between them when they placed in a medium with a separation of r2. Force of interaction between them when they placed in a medium. Okay. Force in air is equal to force in a medium, but the separations are R1 and R2. Force is inversely proportional to, here this force is inversely proportional to R square, R1 square. This force is inversely proportional to KR square, KR2 square. Therefore, R1 square is equal to KR2 square. K is equal to R1 by R2 the whole square. Which choice? Or third choice. Student, go through the 23rd. In the given diagram, the net force on small capital Q is 0. Then capital Q and small q are related as magnitude with the sign also given in options. Capital Q signs are maybe positive or negative. Likewise, small q signs may be positive or negative. I take capital Q as positive. If so, these two charges, capital Q and capital Q, repel each other. This is the direction of repulsive force. F3 I take it. Third charge, second charge. Capital Q and small q must attract. So, this is the force F2. Capital Q and small q must attract. So, small q and capital Q must be unlike charges. Why? Because then only these resultant forces will be opposite to F3. This resultant force I take it as root 2 F1 will bisect this angle F1, F2, F3. It will act along the diagonal. Force F3 must be equal and opposite to resultant of F2 and F3, that is root 2 times of F2. This is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by diagonal square root 2 a square, that is equal to root 2 QQ divided by 4 pi epsilon naught a square. Here we can get it 4 pi epsilon naught get cancelled, q square q get cancelled, q by 2 is equal to root 2 q by 1. That implies capital Q magnitude is equal to 2 root 2 small q. These two charges are unlike charges, then only this any one of the capital Q can be at rest. Therefore, our best choice B. Whether either capital Q or small q, and negative sign, negative charges. Okay. Student, go to the 24th sum. Distribution of electric field due to the charges A and B shown in the diagram. Which of the following statement is correct? Number of electric lines of forces originate or terminate directly proportional to magnitude of charge. Charge A, how many lines are originating? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 lines originating from A. Therefore, A is positive. 12 lines are there. At B, lines are terminating. Therefore, it is a negative charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines are terminating on B. So, A is positive, B is negative. Magnitude of A is greater than magnitude of B. Such a choice, go to A, B. Both options consist of A magnitude greater than B. Then sign let us go through. A is positive, B is negative, first option, best. Fourth is not, both are positive given, no, signs are opposite. So, other three options are not correct. Okay, student, go to the last sum. 2 point charges plus q and plus q are placed at 0, 0, a, a. One charge is at origin. Another charge at a, a. Both are positive charges. This is the position vector of second charge, r vector. This is r cap. Both the charges repel each other. This is the repulsive force F vector. F vector is along r cap. X component of force on plus q, small q is asked. F vector is equal to magnitude of the force 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into r cap, or 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r cube r vector. What is r vector? That is a I cap plus a j cap. Magnitude of r is equal to root 2 a. Okay. Therefore, force F vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by root 2 a the whole cube into a I cap plus b j cap. So, what is the x component of force? That is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q a I cap by root 2 whole cube a cube. So, magnitude of Fx equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by this is a square root 2 whole cube, root 2 into root 2 into root 2, 2 root 2. Which option is matching? 2 root 2 a square. I think B option is matching. Dear student, we have completed 25 conceptual problems. Thank you.